Have you ever walked away from a conversation with a woman thinking, I said all the right things, so why didn't you feel it? You complimented her yost about her day. You listened when she talked, but deep down you could sense sight. She was there physically, but emotionally she wasn't moved. Here's what most men never understand. Women don't crave. Men who say a lot, they crave men who know what to ask. Because the truth is, you could be the most successful man in the room. It's the best dressed, the smoothest talker, the guy with status, presence, and confidence. But you don't know how Tosca question that makes her feel she will forget. But ask her something nomen ever detto. Ask her something that touches of her. She hides from the world of skur. Something that doesn't just sound good, but reaches her deeply and suddenly. You become unforgettable, not because of your looks, not because of a fear charm, but because you created a moment she didn't even know she was waiting for. That's what this video is about. Not just questions that get arist bones, but questions that leave her quat still breathless questions. That's her memories, her wounds, her passions, questions that show you seeth woman beneath the mask. Because when a woman feels deeply understood, not judged, not seduced, it's not entertained, but truly understood, she'll connect to you in a way she never expected. Once that connection is made, I'll crave it again. So if you're ready, toasted out from 99% of men who talk, just fill the silence and become the man woe's words echo in her mind long after a word gone, then stay with me. Because I am about to give you the 10 most powerful psychology, backed emotionally, intelligent questions a man can ask a woman. And once you learn them, your conversations will never be the same. Let's begin. Most men don't realize this reason their conversations fall. For reason, their texts get ignored there. Whereas she smiles politely, and disappears forever isn't because of what they said, but because of what they failed to ask. Because what separates a forgettable conversation from a laugh-tearing one is not how attractive you are, how funny you sound, or how much game you've got. It's something far simpler and far more powerful: your ability to ask the kind of question that speaks to a part of her. She's kept the dawn from the world. You see, every woman is walking through life, carrying a version of herself that almost no one sees. She laughs. She posts. She flirts. She flirts. She puts the mask on. But underneath her ear, childhood stories she's never told, the or doubts she can't say out loud. There are versions of herself she misses. There are dreams she keeps buried back as the world never gave her spicito. Share them. And while most men keep conversation shallow, where are you from, what do you do, cool, nice you. If you're watching this, have her a chance to be different, to ask the kind questions that don't just make her attack, but make her feel to ask something. It makes her pause, that pulls her into the moment, that makes her think, Guidos, it feels so easy to talk to him. Why do I feel safe right now? Why do we want to tell him more? Because when a woman feels safe and auto be real, she opens like a door that's been waiting for the right key, and one sheesh opens too. You emotionally, mental, and spiritual connection follows natural. Won't need to chase her, you won't need to impress her, because you'll become the space where she feels moive, and that space, that feeling is sweat. She becomes addicted to. This video is not about cheap tricks, it's not about manipulation or memorized lines. It's about emotional depth. It's about the emasculine stillness that makes a woman feel like she can finally drop her armor. And the weapon, a well-crafted, emotionally attuned question. So if you've ever felt like women were drawn to you physically, but disappeared emotionally, you've ever had a good conversation led nowhere, or if you've ever wondered how to stand out in a world where women are constantly approach, headbutt, rarely understood, then stay with me, as in the next few minutes, we're going to give you 10 powerful questions that aren't just good conversations. They're emotional invitation questions that let her know, without ying it, you don't have to be perfecter. You just have to be real, and that's where the connection. Pekka man forgul begin 1 Watts. One thing you wish people noticed about you but never do. This question hits her right where most people never look. Every woman, no matter how confident she seems, has a part of herself that feels invisible. Maybe it's her intellect. May her loyalty, maybe her sense of humor that hides behind polite smiles. You ask this question. You're not just showing interest. You're showing diff. You're saying, I see that there's more to you than what the world sees. Andy want that. Let her answer slowly. Didn't interrupt. Let the silence linger. That's when she opened up 2 O's. A moment from your life that changed you forever. But most people would even know about it. We all have a turning point. Some loud, some silent. This question invites her to reveal them that shaped who she is without needing to prove anything. Maybe it was the day she moved out on her own. Maybe a quiet heartbreaker. Maybe it was the first time she stood up for herself. Whatever it is, this question helps Hera connect with her inner story and help Sue understand what drives her. At the key here is your attention, not just to the words but to the motion beneath them. 3. What version of yourself do you miss the most? She may smile or go quiet because this question takes her back to the girl she once was, carefree one. The hopeful one, thrilled one, or maybe the calm one before heartbreak hardened her. This is where Asher connects with her past self and you get to witness it. And in that moment, something subtle happens. She associated with the return of that feeling. And when a woman feels safe enough to go back in time with you, she's halfway in love already for Watts. Something you've always wanted to do but never felt safe enough to try. Every woman has a secret dream. So Metamosites bold. Sometimes it's quiet. But most women have been conditioned to shrink those dreams to fit into someone else's sexation. You ask this, you're doing more thinking conversation. You're giving her emotional permission. Permission Toyanedo hope to be honest about what excites her that space rare and she'll associate out you with the feeling, expansion, not limitation, which is powerfully attractive. If made you feel the safest in your life, and what did they do that made? I trust them. This question isn't about her past, it's a masterclass in learning how to be the man she opens up to when shin swear. She's giving you her emotional buffering for safety. She'll tell you how likes to be spoken to, how she needs to be listened to, what actions make her drop her guard. Pay close attention her, because in this one question, she hand you the keys to her emotional universe. What do you wish more men actually understand about women but feel like they never will? This is not a trick question. This is emotional gold most men ever ask because they're afraid of the answer. But when you ask it calmly, genuinely without ego, you invite her into a different kind of connection. She'll feel respected. She'll feel sand for once. She won't have to explain herself from a defensive place. You're saying I want to understand even if I didn't have to. That's powerful masculine stillness, and it disarms her complete liaison. What's one thing that makes you feel completely feminine? Like you can't finally let go and just be? This question unlocks polarity in a world where women are constantly in control, taking charge of solving problems. She longs for a moment where she doesn't have to do. She just wants to be. And when you ask this question, you're triggering the deepest feminine desire to surrender, but only to a man she can trust. She'll tell you what lights her up, what calms her, what brings her back to her body, to her softness. And be holding that space without judgment, you instantly become the man she wants to open to. 8. What's something that you're proud of, but feel like people wouldn't understand? This isn't flattery. This is self-recognition. Bay. She's proud of her discipline. It's how she survived something no one knows about. She's proud of her quiet talent. Way. She stayed soft in a cruel world. Whatever it is, this question allows her to show you strength wrapped in vulnerability. And when you witness that with respect and not performance, she feels chosen, not for what she shows the world but for what hides. 9. If fear didn't exist, what would you do differently right now? Fear holds everyone back. But for women especially, it's layered: fear of judgment, fear of safety, fear of being too much ornate enough. When you ask this, you give her the gift of imagination without limits. And in that moment, you become the man, connected to her liberation. You'll see her eyes light up, her energy shift, their heart speed up a little, and all of it will feel tied to you. 10. What's something you've never said out loud but always wish someone would ask you? This is not a beginner question. This is the one you ask when she already trusts you. When she's opened up, when the feels still into matter, Elsa's question hits like thunder in a whisper, because she's been carrying something in her heart, maybe for yours thought. She thought no one would ever notice, and now you've just invited a tout. When she answers, it might be quiet. She might hesitate. She might even tear up. But once she shares it with Yao, you're not just a guy anymore. You're her emotional home, and no one forgets them on who finally gave them the space to breathe. These aren't just questions, they're emotional invitations. They don't just move the conversation forward, they'll move it inward. They don't just make her like you, They make her feel safe to be herself. That's the gateway to trust, connection, and deep feminine desire. Sono, you know the truth. It's not about saying more. It's not about impressing her with stories, achievements, or smooth lines. It's about